There is one habit that I've heard a lot about in my writing journey. Even before I was a writer, you seem to hear a lot of authors talk about this habit that they have. And you've probably heard about this too. And it sounds so incredibly violent, even though it's a common thing that happens in writing no matter what stage of the process you're in. This is Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and today we're talking about, at the risk of sounding too much like a TikToker, unaliving your darlings. So, before we get started, I've got to talk about my online store, the Magic Library Shop. I sell my books here as well as the merch that I've drawn and designed and put a whole lot of heart into. Not only do I have books, but I also have book merch boxes, stickers, buttons, and a new edition, acrylic charms of Luxalia and a stylus. I'm trying to promote my store heavy this year, and every month I will actually be having a new coupon code. For June, you can use Seraphim20 for 20% off all book merch boxes which have signed copies of my books, whether it's the companion novels, Arboreal Lux and Animae Nexum, or the Seraphim trilogy, a series of 5 prints that I drew for either series, 2 bookmarks, and a sticker pack that I also designed. The link for that coupon code can be found in the description below. And also, a bit of a reminder, I will actually be selling my books live at an event in June on June 13th, more specifically, at the Coleman Author Expo at the Coleman Library. So if you're in Coleman, Alabama, come by and see me. I'd love to see you guys. And with all of that shameless plug out of the way, let's get on into the video, shall we? Killing your darlings, murdering your darlings, unaliving your darlings. You've probably heard this phrase thrown around in writing circles if you've looked around for any accountability groups. It's not as frightening or violent as it sounds, but it sure as heck sounds like it. The phrase refers to cutting things down that don't fit into your story, or in some cases, completely overhauling the story. Believe it or not, this happens more often than you think, and it's perhaps the hardest thing you will have to do in the editing process, or even if you're going through a reading through process. If you've put your story through peer review and critique with your group, and they all independently point out one specific scene or detail in your story that doesn't quite fit, it is a sign that you may have to cut it or rework it somehow. This is your story, your baby, and murdering your darlings is a bit similar to disciplining your unruly toddler. You don't really want to, but you sort of have to in order for things to move forward. A quick side note, I don't have kids and I don't know what your stance is on child discipline is, so take this comparison with a grain of salt the size of Texas. Now, this writing habit does in fact come with a caveat, a big old asterisk. You don't have to murder your darlings if you don't want to. If one specific problem doesn't often come up in critique, but definitely shows up more than once, I'd say it's something to see about reworking instead of completely cutting it out. Critiques are meant to be more constructive criticisms and not judgment or what they would have done differently. And this is a perfect segue into the tip of the week. Don't let people tell you how to write your story or how it should be told. A lot of writers fall into the trap of wanting to please everyone with their writing, and this is a very dangerous habit. The story that you're writing is yours. It is yours to write, and it's no one else's. If they're not happy with your story, they can go write their own story. Just keep that in mind. If you do not find the critique given to you helpful in any way, do not pay it any mind. Write the story that you want to read, and don't be afraid to be firm in that boundary. Every story is different, and the writing process of the author will vary differently. Some will murder their darlings, while others will rework and rewrite the parts to help make the story seem more cohesive. Either way, this habit is a good way to look at your story through a critical eye, but even I would say to be careful with how much you change. Don't change anything that doesn't need to absolutely change, just if you think it would suit the tastes of other readers. You should be writing for yourself first. This is one of those follow your gut things that I feel needs to be told to every new writer and creative out there. And with that, that's the end of this video. I hope it made sense. Admittedly, I wrote this script while I was slightly sleep deprived and constantly drinking water like I was dehydrated in the desert. Yes, I'm fine. I have just had a very hard time lately keeping myself on this night owl schedule. But if you guys have any questions about this topic or topics that we've talked about earlier in the series, you can leave the comments below, or you can come and see me at the Coleman Author Expo on June 13th and ask me yourself. This is also a reminder to like and subscribe. I want this channel to reach 200 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think this is a workable milestone. Also, share this video series with other aspiring authors, and if you're looking for a group to talk about writing, share memes, and just spread the love in the community, feel free to join the Inkweaver Clan Discord server. You can find that link down in the description below. We have fun over there. Also, still plugging my store heavy. Don't forget to check out the Magic Library shop to check out my books and merch that I've designed to go along with it. Remember, for the month of June, you can use the code Seraphim20 for 20% off all book merch boxes. The link for that coupon code can be found in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have fun writing. This has been Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Can't be tamed. Feel the fire.